Hi everybody, how's it going? Happy Friday. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend planned. Today I want to talk about friendships and relationships and your personal pains and when it's a good time to approach somebody and talk to them about your personal pains when you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, and what is your limit? How far do you go? What do you actually say when you're talking to your friends, when you're reaching out? Say you're having issues at home and you need somebody to talk to, and you don't feel like the person, your person is in the same headspace as you and wanting to actually talk. So you're reaching out to other people and you're trying to figure out how you can fix whatever it is that's probleming you at that time. You need to be extremely careful with how you approach any conversation that you open up with anybody, because you could be going through a little bit of a tough time at home and you just need somebody to talk to, just somebody to vent to even. And you vent to the wrong person, and then they just bring so much more drama into your life, and they bring chaos in, and then they start making you think things, and then you overthink, and then you start acting on those thoughts that are irrational. You know how they say the best relationships are the ones that are kept behind closed doors, the ones that people, mind their business on, and they don't talk about it, they don't discuss it. Well, I mean, that's a half truth. It's always good to be able to have somebody to talk to, somebody to vent to when times are tough for you, when you need an extra shoulder, you need somebody to talk to, whatever. But do you really need to talk to your friends about this stuff, or is this something that you should be talking to your significant other about? And how can you go about talking to your significant other about these things appropriately, approaching the situation in a compassionate way where you're not in attack mode, you're not in victim mode, you're not in pity mode, you're not in, blame mode or whatever, right? Sit down and really think about what it is that you're wanting to discuss, how you're really, really, truly feeling about it. Even if you have to write it down, because sometimes it helps to have that, that block form to go off of, so that when you are having this conversation with the person you're supposed to be having the conversation with, you can actually talk to them properly and show them without any kind of retaliation taking place, or without any hurt feelings, or people thinking and over dramatizing a situation and looking too deep into something only to find out that it was such an easy fix. It was such an easy fix, but because you approached the situation to the wrong person, it meddled with your life. It just made things difficult. It made things worse than what they actually were. Write stuff down and really think about who you're approaching, who you're talking to, what you want to even bring up in the conversation, and what you're willing to actually share. Because let's face it, the more we share with other people, the more fuel they can feed to the fire. So be very tactful with your wording and how you approach it, and who you approach it to, and why you're approaching it in the first place. Is it something that is an easy fix and you're just overthinking it? Are you thinking too deeply about it? It's giving you anxiety and you're starting to get resentful because you're not speaking about it, but you're overthinking it. You're in your own head. Get out of your own head. Get out of the house. Go for a coffee with a friend. Call somebody up and be like, hey, you know what? I need to get out of the house. I need to go and do something. Get out of my thoughts, let's go do something, kill some time, whatever. And sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you don't even need to tell people what your issues are, because all you need is that clarity, that time away, the time out of your own headspace, so that you can actually find the clarity. And then it comes through, and then you're like, you know what? That wasn't so bad. Why was I overthinking? Why was I stressing so much about this when it really wasn't that bad? It really wasn't so bad. So I guess what I'm trying to get at today is be mindful with who you approach with your personal business, because some people use your personal business as their personal gains. And sometimes they don't even, like, some people don't even know that they're doing it. It's like a subconscious thing. They don't even realize that they're meddling, and that's okay. I get it. You know, we're all different. We are all unique. You know, we're not one and the same. Everybody's different. So really plan out how you're going to approach a situation. And if you feel like it is something that you do need to get off your chest, it is something you do need to talk about, and you can't talk to your significant other about it, write it down, find somebody you can confide in, and take constructive criticism with a grain of salt, because some people have opinions rather than criticism. Okay, some people have their own personal opinions, comparing it to their own personal lives. And let's face it, like I just finished saying, we're unique, we're different, we're not the same. So what might be going on in my life, you might be able to relate to, but you'll never in a million years be able to compare, ever. I think that's one of the biggest problems that society faces today, is that we're too busy comparing ourselves to other people. And while we compare ourselves to other people, we are damaging our own purpose. We are damaging our own selves. Like, we question everything around us based on other people's life experiences. That's just simply not the way that this is supposed to work. You, as an individual, are here to have a life experience for you. Sure, it's great to reach out to ask for questions and advice, but that's just it. It's advice. Take the advice, only take what resonates with you in that advice, okay? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them. Nobody wants to hear it. You know, nobody wants to hear you fart. Simple as that. It's an old saying, whatever. Excuse my language. If you don't like it, don't follow. Simply put, you live this life for you. You're here to have a human experience. You're here to have a life experience. You're here to go through tests, trials, tribulations, lessons, all of that stuff. So while it's great to reach out and talk to other people and, you know, and network and whatnot, you still need to remember that you're here to learn. And there's going to be answers that nobody's going to be able to give you. And the only way you're going to receive those answers is by going within. Sometimes we get to a breaking point where we no longer can find the answers externally, and we reach internally for those answers. And sometimes it brings great pain because you see clarity through internal questioning. So be mindful with who you talk to. Be mindful with what you talk about, and keep an open mind when somebody gives advice or opinions, because like I said, everyone has one. So I hope this reaches out to anybody, you know, going through tough times or whatever, got difficult things going on in their lives. I hope that this helps. Please leave your comments below, and if you have any questions or you want to bring up a topic, if there's anything that you want to hear, if there's any kind of topics that you would like me to bring up and talk about in discussion, let me know in the comments below, please. The more I get from you guys, the more I can produce feedback, the more I can bring stuff out so that we can, you know, collaborate with ideas, because let's work together as a community. Let's stop trying to separate ourselves from each other in this whole division and come together and collaborate. Let's collaborate so that we can lift each other up, so that we can bring each other into a better space in our lives. because nobody wants to be left behind. Nobody wants to be left out. So take this as an opportunity for you to expand your horizons. You know, you want to talk, you want a discussion about something, something's on your mind. Let's talk about it. I love to help. I'm going through my own trials and tribulations and lessons, but that doesn't mean that I'm not here to help other people through their own trials, tests, tribulations, and lessons. We're in this together. Let's do this together. I love you. Thank you for following me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm, and for all of my American friends out there, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a wonderful one. Don't get too crazy out there for Black Friday sales. I've seen some pretty nasty stuff going on. Pay it forward, and we will talk soon. Bye, guys.